Hey guys, so today I'm going to do another test time video for Burning Abyss. I've really fallen in love with this deck entirely. It's now become my go-to deck for any locals or any regionals that's coming up. And it has a tendency just to be so powerful and so, I won't say consistent, but it just pushes through a load of hand traps since it's got like 15 to 20 extenders throughout the whole deck. And it also plays Pot of Greed, which is a very good card. So let's just shuffle up here. Let's give it a cut. Let's see what we draw. We've got a Block Dragon, we've got a Skarm, we've got a Mathematician, got a Hydrolander, and got a Wielder. So here, first, of course, it plays Normal Summon the Mathematician, which then would pitch our Mecha Phantom Orion. That will allow us to get a token, which is level 3. So now we go into a Cherubini. This is why I love maxing out on Mathematician in this version of the deck, because Mathematician is a 1-card Cherubini by itself. So we're going to use Cherubini's effect. Here we're going to send the Phoenix Rhino, which then would send a Graph, if I can find it. So we send the Graph, and then we special out the Seer. So let's see what we've got in grave right now. So we only have 4. So what we're going to do is going to special out the Wielder, going to overlay for the Dante. Let's give it a shuffle before we mill. So we're going to detach the Wielder, to mill 3. So mill a Sea Archiver, a Alec, and a Gallus. So pretty good cards to mill off of that. So here we're going to special out the Hydrolander. We're going to use Hydrolander's effect to mill 3. So we hit another Mathematician, so it's dead. Other effects would not go through, but if it did, we can target we can attempt to destroy the Dante, but then Cherubini protects it. So it just is a free mill for 3. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to banish 1 Block Dragon, 1 Mathematician, and a Phoenix Rhino. Summon that with Block Dragon from hand. No, so instead of banishing that Block Dragon, we're going to banish another Gallus and special summon that one from grave. If we summon it here, which allows us to then summon out the Sea Archive from from graveyard, and here we're going to link for 4. So the Sea Archive gets banished because of its effect. So here we're going to construct some chain links. So we're going to chain 1 Sayuja, chain 2 Block Dragon, chain 3 Seer, chain 4 Dante. So we're going to add back the Graph. We're going to special out with Dante. We're going to search for 2 rocks. So we're going to search out a Rock Spirit and a Fossil Dino. Then we're going to draw 4 and put 3 back. So right now we would draw and we would have 9 cards to choose from, which is very nice. Shuffle, give a cut to mimic the opponent. So what we're going to draw is a Farther, a Mathematician again, another Block Dragon, and a Cowcab. So from here, we're going to put back a Graph, because we don't need it. The Cowcab we'll keep in deck. I feel that we just get rid of a Farther here as well. That allows us to have enough for the Block Dragons, and we can use the Skarm to search Tour Guide in the end phase. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Gold Bulk to mill 1, mill Gigantes. Going to use a Rock Spirit special summon by banishing that Gigantes to then make a Naturia Beast. Then from here we are going to banish 1, 2, 3 for Block Dragon. Trying to think what's the best way around this. Try to find a way to make Avamax as well, but I feel we have to get rid of a Hydrolander to do so. So here we're going to 1, 2, 3. So we have enough for one more block dragon. But I don't believe it'll be worth it. So instead we're going to summon it in defense position. We're going to pitch for a Skarm to then summon out the Beatrice here. Then we're going to no more Thick Engrave, so we're going to special out the Sayuja over Foster Diner using the Sayuja, and then during the end phase we're going to search for Skarm, so we're going to search for Tour Guide. So this is the end board. We got a Naturia Beast, a Beatrice, and a Block Dragon, all boosted by Sayuja. We have a Fossil Diner and Hydrolander. So you need to take a special summon. Block Dragon protects Fossil Diner from card effects. Oh, apologies for a bit of a glare. Hopefully that's a tad bit better. So Fossil Diner can't be destroyed by card effects, so it can only be destroyed by battle. With the Hydrolander, I'm going to shuffle up and I'm going to see if we hit or not. Since we did search in the end phase, so shuffle, we're going to cut. So we're going to mill a Sekazite, a Tracker, and a Calcab. So Hydrolander will hit. We got Nat Beast saying no to spells. We've got a First Burial on the Beatrice. We can send Farther. Or if they out the Fossil Diner, we could send. Nah, the Farther is the best choice in this situation. Send the Farther. If we don't need to, we can send the Giant Rex. So if they do out this, we can then use Block Dragon to summon out the Giant Rex from the banish pile next turn. So overall, I feel like this is a pretty solid board. The only thing that will make it better is if we had a Dingirsu here, and then we summoned out one more. Yeah, so we can summon out another Block Dragon. I just don't have access to the Dingirsu at this moment in time, but that is another way you can also do it, which then protects your whole field, and then so it protects the full style of the battle as well, and then you also have a Block Dragon there just in case. So soon I'm gonna get the Dingirsu just to help with the protection, and for going second just to remove any annoying boss monsters or any annoying back row. So let's shuffle up again. Oh, we got a Cherubini here. So let's shuffle up, reorganize our extra deck, and we're going for another test hand. Yeah, so last quick shuffle. We'll give it to opponent to cut. We're gonna draw opening hands. We've got a Fossil Diner, a Glow Up Bulb, a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, a Birdman, and a Mathematician. That handle is going to be a bit ghastly if we don't open, or if we don't draw into a Mathman or a Burning Abyss or any other level 3 extender. But here we're going to normal summon Mathematician. Allow us to send a Lion. So then gives us a level 3 token. So now we go into a Cherubini. Going to use the effect of Cherubini. Oh, I'm trying to think the best course of action here. There's a way to make the Dante by bouncing the Burning Abyss back to hand with Birdman, but it's just not the greatest here. So I feel best thing to do here is just go for the Curious play. So we're going to send a Rhino, send a Graph, to then special a Calcab. Now we're going to use Birdman effect to bounce us back to hand to special summon itself. Then we use Calcab's effect to special summon itself. So now we have a Machine, a Fiend, and a Fairy, which means we can go into the Curious. Then Curious will trigger, send in a Block Dragon. So let's see what 3 mils we get. So get a cut, and we mill a Libic, a Tracker, and a Hat Tricker. So that's 2 more Earths Engraved, which is nice. So here we're going to banish a Hat Tricker, a Rhino, and a Mathematician. Summon out the Block Dragon. So here, since we have one, and we only have 1 Earth Engraved at the moment, so I feel that the best course of action is just to link 2 into Barricade Board Blocker. So I'm going to do Chain 1 Block Dragon, Chain 2 Board Blocker, discarding the Bulb. Then gives us a search for a Gigantes and a Rock Spirit, just to make sure that our Hydrangeas is alive if we do draw into one. So here we're going to use Bulb's Effect to send one. So we do draw into a Second's Light, which is, oh, we do know a Second's Light, so we're going to banish Second's Light to shuffle back the Rhino, because it's pretty dead in this hand now. The only thing we could use it for is as another Earth target. So here we want to hit maybe a Giant Rex, which would be very nice, or maybe like a Gallus, or any 3 special summon. So shuffle, we do a quick cut, we draw into the Rhino Warrior again. Great. You love to see it happen. Alright, so from here, I have a few options. So we could go for a Saiyuja, or we can try and do 2, 3, 4. 4 Earths. So I feel the best way to do this is to banish the Tracker, summon out the Rock Spirit. We're going to make that Beast now. So no matter what, we have the Beast on field. So now we have 2 more Earths Engraved. So we're going to banish the Bulb, the Spirit, and the Rhino. To summon out the Block Dragon. Sadly, we can't do much else here. So instead of making a Beast, we're going to go back a few steps. So this is still, that's still in hand, that's in hand, that's on field, and that's engraved. And that track is also engraved. So instead of that, what we're going to do is we're going to banish one of these, or this is very tricky. Trying to find a way to be able to get Saiyuja and another Block Dragon, but there's just no way to actually get around this. So what we're going to do is we're going to banish 1, 2, 3. Summon out the Block Dragon. Then we're going to, if we have 1 more Earth, then we can get the draw of Saiyuja, but sadly we don't. So we're gonna, can't special that, yeah. So we're gonna link for 4 for that Saiyuja. Then we have 1, 2 Earths, so we don't have enough. So here, all we can do is special out the Fossil Diner and hope that's enough. So you had 2 choices on how to end this board. So you can end it on a Nat Beast and a Block Dragon with a board blocker, or you can end it on Fossil Diner plus a Saiyuja, which either or depends on your matchup. So if you're going against Sky Strike, you want to end on a Nat Beast, of course. But if you're going against like a Mirror Match or a Thunder Dragon deck, you would rather end on the Fossil Diner. With that hand, that was very awkward because we couldn't mill enough Earths, and we didn't really have any proper starter cards other than the Mathematician. So it was very disappointing with how bad that hand went. But let's try another one. Thinking to do 2 more test hands for this video, so hopefully we can get a better end board than that. Our target end board every time is the Sayuja, the Avamax, a Beatrice, a Nat Beast, a Fossil Lineup, and a Block Dragon. That is like the target end goal for every hand. So we're going to see if we can make that with this one. Give it a good old shuffle. Give it a cut. And let's see what we draw. We draw a Block Dragon again, a Sabers, a Rhino Warrior, a Graph, and a Sekka's Light. So here, the best thing to do is just to shut down the Sekka's Light now. So we're going to draw another Rhino and a Sea Archiver. So here is going to put back the Rhino, Sekka's Light, see what else we can draw. Hopefully we draw another level 3 extender. If not, we have to use the Graph, which is very disappointing. So shuffle, give it a cut, and we draw a Hydrolander. So it's not the best card to draw in this situation, but it works. So we can go for a Rhino, gonna special up the Graph sadly. Then we're going to make a Cherubini, then Graph's gonna trigger. We're going to send from here we can send a Libic, send specials out for Sabers, which is nice. Which then that triggers our Archiver. So special summon itself from hand. So we're going to give it a cut. We're going to save a Cherubini effect for now. We're going to make the Dante. We're going to detach the Sabers because that effect is still alive. And we're going to mill a Tour Guide, Cow Cab, and a Bulb. Right. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to summon out the Hydrolander. We'll use its effect to mill 3. Mill a Seer, a Skarm, and a Gallus. So here the best shout is to use the Seer, special out the Graph. And then we're going to use the Saber's effect engrave to put the Block Dragon back to the top. And we're going to make another Dante. Hopefully this time we can hit some better cards. We're going to leave the Graph under there because worst case scenario, if we leave the Dante like this, we can then make the Sayuja using 3. And then we can make a Beatrice on top of this, which a Beatrice with a Dante and a Graph is very strong. So we're going to detach the Sabers to then mill the Block Dragon we put back, the Gallus, and a Barbar. So here we're going to banish Gallus, another Gallus, and the first Rhino. So summon out the Block Dragon. So in this situation, you kind of just have to tie up which is better, the Hydrolander or the possibility of making a Nat Beast. I feel that the Nat Beast would be very strong in this situation, so we're not going to use a Bulb yet. So we're going to link off a Hydrolander, the Block Dragon, the Dante and the Cherubini. So then gives us the Sayuja. We're going to chain 1 Sayuja, chain 2 Block Dragon, chain 3 Dante, targeting Seer. So we search for the Fossil Lineup and the Rock Spirit, and we get to draw 4 cards. Give it a cut. And we draw a Wilder, a Gallus, Sekka's Light, and a Birdman. So we already used the Sekka's, so we can put that back. The Wilder we don't necessarily need, so we can put that back. And here, the Gallus and the Birdman do partner up very well for this. But then, if we don't mill away a Giant Vex, then we can't do anything with it. And we already use a second Dante there. So I feel we're just going to put back the Rock Spirit, because I'd rather do the extra 2 mills of this for potential to get more Earth's Engrave. So what we're going to do is we're going to Gallus and mill a Giant Rex, which is a lifesaver. So we're going to Birdman it back to hand. We're going to Gallus again, hit the Rock Spirit, so that's more Earth's Engrave. Going to banish 1, 2, Oh, we don't have enough Earths in grave at the moment in time, so I'm not going to banish yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go up Bulb to mill the top card, which is another Gigantes. So then from here we're going to make a this is very annoying in this situation. So if we step back a second, the better thing to do was to make the Cerberus now, and then we can banish 1, 2, 3, 4 Block Dragon, and Giant Rex special summons itself out. Right. Any way you look at this, it just feels a bit off. So we can make... So again, we have to make a decision on what we prefer more. Is it Avramax or a Nat Beast? I feel that since we have this, we don't have a Farther Engrave, I don't believe. Yeah, so we can use that. So I believe that the Nat Beast is better in this situation. So what we're going to do is IP then. Any way you cut it is not going to be beautiful. So what we're going to do is going to Bulb, hit Nat Gigantes, going to make the Nat Beast over here, so that gets the boost. Going to pitch the Seer, summon out the Beatrice on top of the Dante and the Graph. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have 3 Earths Engrave for next turn, so here we're going to use the Sayujo effect to special summon. So this field isn't optimal, but I believe it's strong enough. The Nat Beast is very strong, especially since it's on 2-5, so most decks will find trouble getting over it if they rely on spells at all. Cerberus is okay to protect it and its Sayujo from card effects, which is nice. In hindsight, probably better to have a Phoenix there, just to make sure that things don't die. Got a Beatrice, which has Dante and Graph as material. So, if they do out this board, this is a very key part of our recovery play, and for plays on turn 2. So, if they Dark Ruler no more, that's fine. They're probably out of Fossil Diner first, and then we would either get, and if they kill the Beatrice, we would get a Purple Dante on top of that. We get an add back with Dante, and we get a special out with Graph. So then we would get a special out of Farther, which then would die. The Dante would add back a Seer, then we can pitch a Seer off a Dante to then special out with Dante back from the graveyard. So then, no matter what, we won't be dying that turn, even though that they are under Dark Ruler no more. The only issue is that they can easily out this lock by a Impermanence, but that's with most of these boards because we don't really have any targeted protection for the Fossil Dino. But I believe that the card destruction protection from the Block Dragon is adequate for now, and we can send the Farther off of the Beatrice, which then allow us to out a normal summonable monster to get over the Fossil Dino. So I believe that this is strong enough to break through, just to hold off basically every deck this format. The only few struggles it might have is against things like Altergeist and Subterra, since that they don't care about special summoning. Meliseek also attacks directly and sends a card, which is an issue, but it can get around it if you play it very smart and you think through your plays properly. because the likelihood is they're going to know someone and send the Fossil Diner, so we can go into Link Reaper and search. But here, if we haven't, I think we have milled Alex, sadly. We haven't, so we can do this. We can either send a Farther or an Alec to then either negate or to banish the Seek. I think that the Farther will be better in this situation, so we'll banish it away. So then, if we do survive, we can use Beatrice to then detach the Graph to then send a Alec to then negate on Fossil Diner to then push into maybe an Avamax, which Owlgeist has a tough time to get around. Or we can just go into Borstorn and hope that the back row are either bluffs or they don't do anything to us. So that was the third test hand. This hand did go a lot better than the last one, which is very nice. So let's rearrange our extra deck one more time for our last test hand today. So if I sound a bit bunged up, my nose is blocked and it's been really annoying for the past few days just to get through it. So, making sure we haven't got any extra deck monsters in our graveyard. Don't want that game loss. Give it a shuffle. Let's rearrange quickly. Put that beast back in the Sayuja. So with this hand, I'm going to give ourselves an opponent. So say we know our opponent's on Thunder Dragon. No. Let's say they're on Orcust, because that is the most common matchup this format. So we're going to say they're on Orcust, and say that we haven't bricked, but we haven't opened up any hand traps. So they've got all their starters ready. So the best way to do this is to set up a Fossil Diner and a Dweller, which is a bit of a task, but is possible. So we're going to do the final cut. Draw Sabers, a Block Dragon, a Bulb, a Second's Light, and a Tracker. So here we do have an opportunity to go into a Cherubini, but we're going to draw the Second's Light first, because we do need the two draws here. Draw a Gigantes and a Graph. I believe that the best thing to do here is just Second's Light away the Graph, since that we want to send it from deck to grave. So we're going to shuffle up, and we're going to draw a Barbar, which is a lot nicer. So here we're going to know summon the Sabers, going to special out the Tracker, which then gives us a Cherubini. So remember that the whole goal here is to end on Dweller, Fossil Diner, and maybe a Nat Beast, which can out a lot of their things like Call by the Grave and Orcust Return. So here we're going to use Cherubini's effect to send a Rhino, which then sends a Graph, which then summons a Seer. Once I find them all, just going to send a Rhino, send a Graph to special for Seer. So in this situation, we're going to shuffle up, because we're going to put the Gloat Bolt back to the top of the deck using the Sabers. So we're going to give ourselves a final gut. We're going to use Saber's effect, special summon itself by putting the bowl back to the top. Then we're going to make our first Dante and mill 3. So we mill the Bulb, of course, mill a Sea Archiver and a Wielder, which is quite nice. Got more Ursa Grave for the Block Dragon, and we can also trigger off a Sea Archiver with the Barbar here. So we're going to summon out the Barbar, which then triggers off the Sea Archiver. So here we have a few options. We can go for another Dante, which then can get more materials in grave. Or we can just go summon out the Block Dragon, make the Sayuja, and then go off from there. But I feel that the second Dante here will be beneficial just to get more resources in grave. So we'll do that. We're going to attach a Barbar and mill 3. So we milled a Mathematician, a Rock Spirit, and a Birdman. So that's another 2 Earths in grave, which is nice. So in this situation, we're going to banish a Rock Spirit, a Mathematician, and a Rhino. summon out the Block Dragon. So from here, what we can do is we can make an Appaloosa. So we can then use Block Dragon, Dante, and Cherry to make a 3 Appaloosa, which then we can get the other Earth or Rock. So we can get a Rock Spirit or a Gigantes to then summon out, to then make our Dweller. But I believe that the best course of action here is just to try and get more cards in hand to then give us an opportunity to then go into a Dweller. So we're going to link off the 2 Dantes for board blocker. Oh no, apologies, we can't do that. Didn't know that it specified different names. So instead we're going to link off Dante with a Seer and a Block Dragon for a board. Probably not for a board blocker actually. If we go for the Cerberus, that gives us another Earth. Then we're going to trigger off Seer, Dante and Block Dragon. So chain 1 Block Dragon, 2 Dante, 3 Seer. Summon out the Dante. Going to add back the Seer and we're going to search 2 off a Block Dragon. So here we can search for a Frosted Diner and hopefully we can summon it off of a Sayuja. So right here we have 2 Earths engraved right now. So we're going to do, we're going to Glow Up Bulb, mill in a Mathematician, which is very nice. So it means we should have enough Earths engraved for the Block Dragon. So we have a Mathematician, a Wielder, and a Tracker. Summon it out. So here we're going to use the Block Dragon, Cerberus, the Dante with Materia under it, and the Cherubini. Yes, so we're going to use them to make a Sayuja. So we have a Dante effect to then add back a Graph. And we'd also have the Sayuja effect to draw for. So we're going to draw a Hat-Tricker, a Hydralander, another Block Dragon, and a Libic. So from here we don't need the Libic or the Graph in this situation. We do have all different names at the moment, so we can put back the Block Dragon to keep the Hydralander. So here we can summon out the Hat-Tricker. Since there's 2 or more monsters on the field, we can make a Nat Beast, so that's one of our targets met. Gonna summon out a Hydralander. We can, we won't summon out the Hydralander yet. We're going to banish the Bulb and the Hat-Tricker for the Gigantes and the Rock Spirits. Yes. So then gives us our Dweller. So from here we have 1 Earth engrave. So from here we're going to overlay for the Beatrice. So we have just 1 other Earth engrave. So we have to make a choice here. Do we go for the Block Dragon on field and this, but we risk not making it by it's tough, but what we're going to do is we're going to summon out a Hydralander. We're going to attempt to use its effect to mill 3 as cost, so we mill a Gallus, a Seconds Light, and a Lion. So in this situation we're going to kill itself. I believe we can. Yes, it doesn't specify that it can't target itself. So now we have 1, 2. So we're going to miss 1 Earth, so we're going to use the Dweller effect now to then pitch a Rock Spirit, so you can banish for the Block Dragon. Which means we have 1 less turn with a Dweller, but I feel that the game will be won by then, and we summon out the Frosted Diner. So in this situation, we had the knowledge that we were playing against Orcust, so we ended on a Dweller and Nat Beast, which was our priority. Then we have a Force Design to prevent special summons, so things like a Pankratops if it's a going second, or a Gizmek, they can't use it now. You have a Beatrice to prevent any normal summon monster which can get over the Force Designer, since we have not milled the Farfa yet. So we can send the Farfa, banish that to the end phase and we're fine. We also have a Dweller just in case any graveyard effects. And I feel like this board can win basically any Orcust matchup unless they are main decking things like Sphere Mode, which no one is at this moment in time, or if a main decking Dark Ruler no more, which is a bit of a pity, but we're going to shotgun this during the standby phase, so that's a bit of a issue for them. And if they do that, if they kill the Beatrice, we're getting a purple Dante, we're getting a Seer back from Grave, and we can just start putting a lot more pressure onto them. And worst case scenario, we have enough resources just to go off next turn using the Block Dragon, since it will search for 2, if not mistaken. So 2 Rock Spirits there. So we won't have a target to summon 2 or search 2 with Block Dragon, but I can still search another copy itself. So that's another Earth. And if we don't outwin that beast, then any spells they got will be just useless. So that's another board. Here's an okay hand that. It really came in clutch with some of the mills, but this is the power of Earth Burning Abyss. It is such a strong deck. I'm surprised that more people aren't on it. The deck is a bit confusing if you don't have much experience with Burning Abyss or mill decks, but once you start seeing things like this, get to know certain lines of play which you can take, and like 15% of the time, 20% of the time, it just comes down to RNG. Like, there's a lot of decks which are just set. You open the cards, that's your combo. This is, you have 15 different lines of play, you have to decide which ones you make, and then you have to cross your fingers that you're going to mill the cards you need for it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully that this helps out all with people trying to get into playing Block Dragon Burning Abyss. This deck's absolutely stupid with the amount of hand traps you can play through, with how easy it is just to break through boards. Yeah, and the end boards are very strong. Probably not as strong as some of the Danger Thunder builds, but with this you get to do it in style by using Dante, so that's worth it for me. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'll be able to do a Gemini test hand video soon, so look forward to that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you.